Hello! Happy weekend! Welcome to game number 6 on Snowdrop Tundra. The whole update thing about the skill cap, or whatever you want to call it, really is really making waves. People call it Skillgate, which is crazy. I just say, if you never noticed anything, then don't worry about it. If you did, it's going to be updated in a few days anyway, so don't worry about it. Wait until the update and see if you notice any change. It should be at the very least a positive change. Let's see. We have the 8 spawns, and we got snoozing. We have Mareep. Okay, I like that. I could catch a Mareep. There's also Wobbuffet and Eevee. I'm also not opposed to catching an Eevee, but given that I have a Mareep, that's more interesting. Ooh, Slowpoke, but actually, there is a Chansey. Now, if that Chansey is hungry, I will try to catch it, because this is honestly more interesting. I forgot Chansey was snoozing. That's good. Another Wobbuffet and a Flaffy. Whatever it's doing with its hands. Kinda funny. Oh! And we have a Pomo. Unfortunately not a Pommy. So again, if it's not hungry, it's less interesting. Also, I just realized why Snowdrop Tundra isn't that sought after. Let's check first. Let's see. No one is hungry. Great. Thanks. Oh, I guess they were hungry at some point. Well, the Eevee is close to friendship level 40, but I really don't need another Eevee at this point. At least not as a top priority. So, without much else to catch, I will go for the Mareep. Oh, and actually, by catching this Mareep, I will get friendship level 10. Which is actually pretty nice on a skill Pokemon. If you get the helping bonus. I wouldn't object to that. Okay. Slowing down our expenses. That is a good thing. We have one more week to go after this. For this month. Before the shop resets. So that's a good reminder for me to go and probably buy the items from the shop. Not necessarily today, but definitely before the shop resets. In terms of candy, I will send the Chansey candy, because I think that is the more interesting. Probably also more useful all across the board. I think people are more inclined to use Chansey over the others. Maybe not the Eevee, but Eevee is easy to cite. Jolly XP up, ingredients down, I think. Not bad, but Sleep XP bonus. Okay, I mean, the last 3 sub-skills are interesting if it had a good nature. And the first 2 sub-skills were also beneficial. Like, if we had speed on both of them, this would have actually been a very solid Mareep. But I think it's kind of mid as it is. I will probably check it first, though. Anyway, so Snowdrop Tundra, with all of the flack it's getting. Oh, nice. I don't know why I never thought about this, but there are no starters on Snowdrop Tundra. That's the main issue. We cannot find any of the starters. Because I guess because it's a snowy island, so grass, fire, and water don't really do well here. Water could be argued for, but fire and grass doesn't seem like their environment. But that's the problem. I think if we had even, I mean, most islands don't even have all of the starters. They have maybe 2 out of the 3 of each gen. But here we have 0. So if we even had 1 starter from each generation that we have so far, that would have made Snowdrop Tundra as interesting as the other islands, at least in my opinion. So that's a huge maybe oversight on the devs side of things. And I think the only way to combat this, because I don't see them adding starters to this island, I think their way to combat this would be to introduce more exclusive and extremely useful Pokemon to Snowdrop Tundra. Overall, the roster is not bad necessarily, but I think it could really use some more good things. Off the top of my head, one Pokemon they could introduce that could be interesting. I'm not super excited about it, because it would probably be a 16-pip Pokemon. But if they introduced Cyclizar as a normal berry specialist, and they would add it only to Snowdrop Tundra and Amber Canyon, that would make Snowdrop Tundra a much more viable island, because Amber Canyon is a tough island, and if it's going to be normal anyway, that's the island where you would benefit the most out of it. Now, I said also Amber Canyon because in the main games it's normal and dragon, so it would make sense. So that's one example, because you could also definitely use another and better option than Raticate. Also, probably another normal type skill specialist. We only have, I think, Slacking for now, and Slacking is really, it's a mixed bag. Imagine if they introduced a new normal skill specialist. I don't really have anything on my mind right now, but this could make things more interesting. It will definitely be a welcome addition for any expert mode, specifically at least green grass. Oh, nice. And in the same venue of things, what do we have else? We have ice and we have... I don't think we have any... No, we do. We have Titan for ingredients. That's the only ice type we have. They could maybe introduce another one. But also for dark types, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think there are any ingredient specialists. No, there is one, Meowscarada, which is a starter, and it doesn't spawn here. So there is a problem. They could give us another dark type ingredient specialist. Maybe one with avocado. Or pumpkins, I don't know. I think avocados need a little bit more love. They are a bit underwhelming with the variety we have, both on the Pokemon side of things. We only have 2 at the moment. Flygon and Crustle, and Crustle is not for everyone. And the other option is... And also, sorry, and on the dish side of things, unless you're going for the strongest dishes, which is where most of the avocado dishes land, you only have the smoothie dessert, which is a mid-tier smoothie. It's not bad, but we also don't have any synergy in terms of the ingredients. Like, we have no one that can produce both milk and avocados, or milk and tomatoes, or avocados and tomatoes. The only one that has some synergy is Togedemaru, but Togedemaru is really bad for ingredients. It cannot cover anything. So that could be something to look into. Yeah. Just make Snowdrop more interesting, I guess. I'm trying to think about what to do in terms of investing candies for the mission this week. It seems it looks like a hard sell for me, though, because I could get my Raichu to level 65, but if I'm being honest, my Raichu has the bare minimum for investment. It only has the golden combo of Berry Finding S and Helping Bonus, and I really haven't used it in a very long time. So I don't know if it's worth the 200k plus Dream Shards just for some diamonds. I might forgo this week. That's my take at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, that's all for today. So, until next time, have a good one.